Good afternoon, everybody. This is Gary Tucker, and this is Tuck Talk number 30. Drowning insecurity and judgmentalism in the ocean of love. Tomorrow marks what they're calling the strawberry full moon. And some reports that I've been reading have indicated that the entire Earth and everybody on it is experiencing this huge upsurge of energies in preparation for this full moon event that precedes the summer solstice by 4 days. And I feel these energies in my own life. You know, I can't attest to the veracity of the energy movement for the whole planet and everybody on it, but I can certainly attest to it in my own life. And I'm finding this juxtaposition of energies within myself, where on the one hand, I'm just becoming almost painfully aware of my own shortcomings and insecurities and failings as a human being. And on the other side, I feel this upsurge, this desire to express myself as a component or an extension of the life force itself. And it's created a lot of conflict within me. There are two diametrically opposed situations for sure. As a 55-year-old physical being, I look in the mirror and I see, oh, you're bald, you're getting old, your body's failing on you in 50 different ways, you know. I walk up the steep hill from the ocean up to my house and I'm out of breath and winded, and remembering my glory days as an athlete when I was in much better condition. And you know, I still have this vision of myself as the young athlete, the young fit man that I once was at 18 or 20 or even 30. But those days just seem to be behind me, you know. There's a young man on the property who runs up and down this hill carrying things in his arms, and I've watched him do it 5 or 6 times, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, if I tried to do that, I'd drop over dead. You know, it's just amazing. He runs 5-10 miles a day every day, and he's in great shape. This weekend we had a ton of young people on the property. They were swimming in the ocean in the most energetic fashion imaginable. We have a barge down there, and they're climbing up the ladder and doing flips off the roof, diving into the frigid waters of the Pacific Ocean. And this went on for hours. It was a super entertaining show. These fit young people just putting it all out there for no apparent reason other than the pure joy of doing it. And it was a pleasure to watch. But at the same time, I don't know, we tend to compare ourselves to those around us as human beings. And once again, I'm looking at these young folks physically expressing themselves thinking, oh my God, I can't do that anymore. If I did it once or twice, that would be about my limit. And they were just tireless in their exuberance. It was fun. It was fun to watch. I talk often on my Tuck Talks about identifying myself with the cosmos and the life force. And I really try to sustain that as my daily awareness. But damn it, I'm also a physical human being, and it's really frustrating to have to acknowledge your limitations as you grow older. And this has created the struggle within me. It was a pretty tough week at work, tiring, really busy, and my job's very physical. And by the time I was done on Friday, I was worn right out. And I came back to the property and I walked down to the ocean, and I found myself alone, and I sat on the end of the pier. And I had the luxury of a couple hours of just quietly looking out at the ocean and the sky that you see behind me right now. And as my mind stilled and my emotions stilled, I found within me that that precious gift of connectedness and an awareness that I am an integrated part of everything you see behind me. And there's a certain peace that comes with that, where the competitive drives or the comparative tendencies within me dissipate and become meaningless. And it's a beautiful place to be. It's from this state of connectedness that I find love. A group of strangers arrived on the property after I had arrived at this peaceful, meditative state of connectedness. And they were amazing individuals who'd come to visit from Vancouver. And within seconds of being introduced to these people, I felt intense bonding and an intense connection with them. And we stayed up the entire night. I went to sleep at 6:30 in the morning after a night of talking and discussion and laughter to the point where my stomach muscles hurt the next day. It was an absolutely glorious evening of fun, unbridled fun, with absolutely no objective in mind other than the enjoyment of one another's company. And these people have just recently left, and I've spent the last couple hours thinking about what made it such a successful gathering, what made it such a successful introduction to new human beings. And what seemed to prevail was a complete and total of acceptance of one another exactly the way we were, without any expectations of any kind. It was just a natural inclination to bond. Nobody wanted anybody else to be a particular way or say a particular thing. We were just accepting of one another and open to the joys and the pleasures that come from both listening, watching other people, and expressing oneself as one sees fit at any given time. So tomorrow is supposed to be the apex of these tremendous energies that are being generated by the strawberry full moon. And what I'm trying to do personally and individually is abate the judgmental part of myself, which judges myself continuously, usually in a disapproving fashion, as I compare my fitness level to the 20 and 30-year-old individuals that are running around me, and look at myself in the mirror with a degree of disappointment and feel like I've let myself down by not maintaining a level of youthfulness and athleticism that I would like to still have, you know? And the other side of the coin is just the insecurity that comes with that. Am I less of a human being because I'm bald and I'm getting old? Only if I accept myself as a purely physical being, I suppose, and then it's just a physical fact. But I think it's important, as we struggle with these very human tendencies towards insecurity and self-judgmentalism, that we realize that the greatest truth is that we're spiritual beings having a physical experience, and that the solace and the refuge from our own self-flagellation and insecurity is resting in the awareness that the greatest truth is the fact that we are spiritual beings. And as such, we have only to recognize ourselves as spiritual, and to be open to express ourselves as best as we can at any given moment as an extension of the life force, as a unified whole, as a unified body of consciousness and information and knowledge and life. Therein lies the excitement, and therein lies the hope for each and every one of us. There is an ocean of consciousness and an ocean of love that we are all an extension of. And if we are not to be overcome by our physical shortcomings, our material pursuits, our intellectual limitations, our mental incapacities, and our emotional weaknesses, then we must fall back into the fact that our truest nature is pure consciousness and pure love. And from that platform of reality, we can enjoy the greatest gift of all, which is the acknowledgement of our connection with each other and every other living thing. And I'm going to end Tuck Talk number 30 on that note. And resolve within myself this dilemma as best as I can, daily falling back into the awareness of who and what I truly am, and putting forth a consistent effort to be the best human being that I can be each and every day for the time I got left on the planet. Have a great week, everybody, and hang on tight tomorrow as the strawberry full moon gives us that kick in the ass to accelerate us towards being the best that we can be. Love yous all. Bye for now.